Arizona. Hello.
Hi, Kim. Oh, sorry.
You ready?
Hello. Yes, I'm
You look,
ready.
you have good light. Your
Thank
car's
you.
not moving, right?
No, it's not moving. I'm in the parking.
Okay. Keep the phone steady on you.
Okay.
You have good light. You look good. If you keep the phone steady,
Thank
we're
you.
good to go.
Yes, ma'am.
What's your name, honey?
Ashley.
Ashley, where are you calling me from?
So
Where do
I'll
you
say
live?
Georgia.
Is the question.
So I live in Arizona, but I'm visiting in
Okay.
Georgia.
Okay. But you live in Arizona.
Yes.
How old are you, love?
I'm 29.
29. What do you do for a living?
I'm in the Army.
Okay. You look good. I can tell you in shape.
Thank
Your
you.
skin looks good. Okay.
Thank
Do
you
you have
so
any
much.
kids?
I do. I have a daughter. She is 8 years old.
Have you ever been married?
Yes, I'm divorced. The first marriage don't count in the military.
Why is that?
It's the impulsivity of you find that one person and you think that is it, so you're eager, and impulsivity leads to a lot of destruction. So I was
Also,
very
what I've been
impulsive.
learning from the show is you have to get married if you're pregnant in the military.
Not necessarily. You can give up your rights to your child, but luckily in my situation, I have a good family care plan that I didn't have to go with that solution. So yes.
Wait. You gotta give up your rights to your child? I don't know that
Yes,
part.
that's if sorry, if you initially join and you are a single parent, you have to give up your rights to someone that primarily can take care of the child until you're done with training, and then you can get your rights back, but it just depends on the area where you go. The unit defines that because
So
of
I've heard men
heavy.
that say, if you wait, is it in order for you guys to travel together? Because I had people up here, men in particular, who told me they got married, but they had to get married when they were in the military because they had a baby. So is it because if you want to travel the same places, you got to be married?
Well, not necessarily. They may said that so they either don't pay child support
Or they
or is one of
get
those.
more money. They can get
Yeah,
more
they
money
want
if you get married.
that's what I was about to say. They want to get more money, depending on if they're gonna exercise the right of child support. So it's a scheme, but it's one of those things where if it's the betterment of the child, that's who they should be looking after, the child. The relationship, not so much, and it usually don't last.
Okay, I'm loving this.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Let me ask you this. Um, are you officially divorced?
Oh yes, 6 years, so
Okay, we got
way
it.
over.
All right. Ashley, Arizona, 29, Army, mom to an 8-year-old, but she's divorced. And what's your zodiac sign? Do you believe in that?
Um, I don't believe in it, but I'm Aquarius, and just by association of the month.
Okay, Aquarius. All right, so we got Ashley, Arizona, 29, Army, mom to an 8-year-old, divorced. I think I have it all. So Army is your profession.
Yes.
Okay. What kind of man are you looking for, love?
A God-fearing man, someone that has a vision, that has a job, that's able to add value to my life, and not just sit at the church, but actually open up his Bible and read the Word, and not just say he goes to church. And he needs to have a church home, so he needs to be God-led. Not, and I don't want somebody that goes to the club or excessively drink. That's not what I'm looking for. I know what I want for my life, so he has to be able to lead and be a provider.
Ooh, let's break it down. So provider is you don't want to pay any bills?
Not necessarily, but as far as he can pay like the big bills, like the mortgage, I can pay the utilities and pitch in where I need to, but he doesn't need to depend on me. I understand that most people probably go to the TRICARE benefits. I'm not here to raise anybody or fall for potential. The only potential that I believe in is the 8-year-old that's in my house. Other than that, nobody else. I don't fall for potential at this age.
Ooh, a couple of things you said I want to get clarity. What's TRICARE?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's our health care. So most people, because they either want the TRICARE benefits, sometimes they know more about the benefits than I do. So preferably nobody that's a military brat because they act like they know it all. And I want somebody that I can teach in a way and have that suspense. I don't like to deal with know-it-alls.
Okay, and then do you and you want to get married again?
I do. I believe in love. I believe in the structure of friendship and then marriage. I don't believe in boyfriend and girlfriend. I believe in that structure. That's the only covenant that God honors, and that's the only covenant that I see myself locked in.
Okay, another question is, provider, do you expect your new man to provide for your child?
Yes, I feel like she needs to be included. So, of course, I'm not going to stop my role as being a mom because that is my responsibility. But also, too, if he's going to accept me, my daughter is a 2-for-1 special. So he's not going to leave her out. He's not going to prioritize, say, if he had a kid over her or the favoritism. I'm not with it. My stepdad, he's very commendable. My mom had 4 kids prior to meeting him, and he made us feel inclusive. So I'm all about inclusiveness.
Okay, okay. So we got clarity. Now, what are your deal breakers?
Someone that smokes, someone that drinks excessively, someone that doesn't have self-control, that lacks discipline, a cheater. Those are my deal. And a man that doesn't believe in God. I don't want an unbeliever.
Okay. Now, your daughter's father, is he active?
No, he got out of the military. He drives trucks now.
I meant active as a father to your child.
I would say this. On her birthday, he comes once a year, so if that counts, not necessarily, but I don't want to talk bad about him, but I guess he
That's
does what
fine.
he
That's
can
fine.
do.
Only reason I'm
I'll
gonna ask that because I'm gonna have a follow-up question because I already know how my show goes, right? So
yeah.
I know men will say you want a new man to provide for your child more than the biological father, and you want a new man to be, I guess, essentially a better father figure than her biological father. What would you say
Well,
to that?
I would say this: you can never replace the role of a father because she is always going to long for that relationship with him. So I'm not looking for someone to play stepdad. If you're coming into my household, you have to be able to have inclusiveness, and he pays child support. So I would give him the brownie points there. He does do that. So if that's what he's trying to replace instead of his presence, then I just have to deal with the consequences of my actions, and it is what it is.
Okay, fair enough. I love that we can have this
Oh
conversation. You're articulate
yeah.
and you can respond to everything. All right, keeping it forward with my questions. Should he look a certain way?
Um, So I'm off the looks thing, he has to be bearable to look at, but I'm off the whole, you know, certain requirements. I feel like my preference is probably the reason why I'm still single. So I'm open.
Your preference as in looks? Oh, hello? What happened? Ashley, I can't hear you. Your volume went out, baby girl.
I'm sorry, as far as looks, I'm more so open to the ideal of I'm just open to just trying to get out of my comfort zone. I'm very sheltered and I am. So I'm just trying to get out of my comfort zone.
Okay. What about money? Should he make a certain amount of money?
So I'm at the point, as long as he has a job, but I don't have, as long as he has a job. So if he can match what I make or a little bit more, that's great. But we'll see. As long as he's not a liar, because I know some people they say they're entrepreneurs, and that's a new term nowadays. Entrepreneur of what? Of your dreams or what? Because I just don't want to be sold a dream. So I'm straightforward, and people don't like it, and it is what it is.
Wait, so you said a lot of people use the term entrepreneur, but they don't really
Yes.
got anything going on.
No. No. They're entrepreneur, their dreams, but they don't know how to. Yes. No.
Okay, so with that being said, but there's no exact money requirement.
No, at least I'll say make at least how I'm making six 1 second. Around like 60K and up.
All right, so bare minimum 60K and up. Okay, honey, let's do the Kindra Cam. And don't be a fake entrepreneur. If you're an entrepreneur, you gotta have legitimate income and a legitimate business. What's going on, sweetheart? Ashley, you keep freezing. Ashley? I
Can you
think
see me?
someone's calling her.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's time
I
for the
do.
Kindra Cam, baby girl.
Uh, I don't know if you were able to see me.
No,
Good.
you gotta do the Kindra Cam. We didn't see you, girl.
Okay.
There's something going on with your phone.
Uh, 1 second. 1 second. I'm gonna ask them. Can they hold my phone real quick? Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you hold my phone real quick? I'm trying to do a Kindra Cam. Sorry. 1 second.
She's doing it again. Bring it down, sir. No, FaceTime. Okay. You look good. You can tell you in shape.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Gotcha. We saw you, honey. We saw
Okay.
you. All right, so
Thank
we
you.
got Ashley, Arizona, 29. What's the age range you want to date?
I'll say. So since my mom is still single, I don't want someone like in their 50s. So I'll say 27 to 39.
Your mom is single. You showed us that your mom got married to your stepdad.
Yes, well, they got a divorce now. So they
When did they get a
divorced
divorce?
back in 2019.
How long were they married for?
Almost 20 something years.
Why did they get a divorce after 20 something years?
They said they just grew apart. Like they stayed together because of us. And my stepdad said that he didn't want anybody raising us because he was already in the picture. So
Okay.
yeah.
All right. We just being nosy because I remember you used
Oh
your
no.
mom earlier for an
Oh
example. Okay.
yeah.
Fair
As far
enough.
as my stepdad, as far as him coming to the picture, yeah. I will always have respect for him, despite them not being together. I always will have respect for him, and and I respect their decision.
Okay, fair enough. So your age range is what again? 27 to what?
39.
39. Or should he be in Arizona?
Oh, I'm sorry, my twin sister said 21 years. Distance is fine because I don't mind traveling because my daughter is my top priority.
You have a twin sister?
You have a twin.
Identical?
Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that? All right. So are we saying 27 to 39?
Yes.
Okay. Distance is fine though. He could be anywhere.
Yeah, he could be anywhere as long as he is not anywhere.
What does that mean?
Like he's like all over the place, how sowing his royal oats.
Oh,
So long as he's
okay,
not,
got you. Oh,
yeah.
speaking of which, could he have kids?
Yeah, I'll say 2 is max. 2 is max for me.
2 kids max.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what was your last relationship?
My last relationship was in February.
February. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Oh, it's been a year.
Okay. Are you waiting for a relationship?
I'm waiting for marriage. So the reason why my last relationship ended because of me taking my faith more serious. So yeah, so I'm waiting until marriage.
So you're not having sex to get into your wedding night?
Yes.
So this man has to be a provider. Obviously, he has to accept you and your daughter, and you already have a child.
Yes.
And he's not going to have sex with you until your wedding night.
Yes.
Are you dating within the church? Don't churches have single ministries?
So I feel like most of the people in the church, they're just in the church. So their values do not align. Some of them,
So you want a man that doesn't go to church and believes in all this?
No, I want him to, be a believer of the word and not of the world. So
But you want to find him in the world. You just said you've had to find him in the world and not in the church.
No, I want him in the church, but I feel like I want him to be active in the church. Like I want him to actually read his Bible and not of the world with the L. And I want him in his word because a lot of them just there to be present or are playing the instrument to get attention and saying hallelujah, but not actually being what God calls them to be. They want to have their identity praised versus being praised by God, if that makes sense.
Well, let me just say to that, the first thing I said is, are you dating within the church? And then you said, well, you feel like the men in the church are just there for to praise God and of the world. But so you want to find a worldly man that's into church?
No, No, I don't want a worldly man. Sorry if it's confusing. I want a guy that's in the word. Like if he goes to church, because a lot of people just go to church just to say they go to church. I want him to be active, reading his Bible and following the principles of the Bible, and not just say that
No,
he's
I
there.
get this. Here's the thing. I don't even like talking about religion too much because I
Uh-huh.
know once a person, like, I respect everybody's faith,
Uh-huh.
right? So I'm not challenging you in that realm at all. What I am saying is what you're asking for is, I think women got to understand this too. You're asking for a guy to, I mean, I'm quite sure you want to be some type of attractive, right? I know you say you don't got to be all like, you
Yeah.
don't got to be Denzel Washington, Idris Elba, fine, but at least presentable
Yeah.
enough for you to want to date him, right? So this presentable man who is going to be authentic, love on you, love on your daughter, and also saying, and also want to abstain from sexual activity until your wedding night. I'm not God, nor do I pretend, so I'll never say nothing is impossible. But you want to meet a man that already feels that way, right?
Yes.
I don't know too many worldly men that are on that path. And that's the men outside of the church. So I always urge women, as you find in God, I know churches have single conventions and single ministries. Like, I know you're there for Jesus, and I don't want to tell you not to be, but also if this is what you want, keep your one eye open for a guy too, because what you're asking for, I need for y'all to understand, is not a common trait.
Yeah, you're right. And that's probably why I'm still single, but I'll be patient because I'm not in a rush. So I don't want to get into something prematurely and it doesn't work out, because my time is valuable and their time is valuable as well. But I'm no longer compromising my morals and values to please someone else, and it just doesn't work.
Nor am I
Oh
telling
yeah,
you what I'm
yeah,
trying to give you guidance is to find that like-minded individual, right?
yes.
Like, I'm not really trying to challenge you on your beliefs. I'm trying to help you um know find these type of men that believe it already.
Oh yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So because listen, I'm gonna make you a highlight, right? And we not in the church, we in the world over here. And a lot of worldly men are gonna say you're reaching for the stars. They're gonna say, I mean, you're attractive, so I don't think anybody could challenge you there. But they will say you now already have a child that
Mhm.
you want another man to take care of, and you're not gonna have sex until you get married. The worldly men are gonna say these things about you, right? Now, a man who understands your mindset, like you said, a church man, might not look at it that way. And that's why I'm saying, just so you could be prepared, because all the worldly men are gonna say these type of things.
Oh yeah, and that's fine because I'm used to what I say, because I'll probably go on a date and then I don't hear back, and that's okay. That's confirmation from God that I don't need him. So, and maybe the guy that I'm looking for is not on social media.
Why do you have
So
to? Why do you have to? Okay, and I'm gonna say this, ladies. Do you have to tell that information on the first date?
I'm a straight shooter, so I don't want to lead anybody thinking of something more to it, because most of the times what I notice that some people, they want you, go back to their house on the first date. That's not something that I'm willing to do. So I'm just straight up. So if it leads to, and that's why I'm always prepared to bring my own. So if I have to pay for my own tab, I'm okay with that, because I'm not going.
Oh, let me. Okay, ladies, I'm about to give y'all some game. Okay, first things first. The first date, there are certain things you can't share. If he was to ask that, okay. But I think first date is a courtesy, right?
Uh-huh.
Like any man. I mean, if he asks you the question, then that's one thing, right? But I feel like sometimes what happens is there's things that people will do for someone that they love, but when they don't love them because that emotional string hasn't been attached yet, then they're not going to go the distance, right? So the first date, I don't think anyone has this emotional attachment. And a guy might be like, oh, she ain't having sex. In his mind, that ain't even an option, right? Now, again, I'm not saying keep it a secret. If he asks you, then he asks you, right? But I don't think anyone should feel obligated to have sex on the first date. I also don't think men should be obligated to spend $500 on the first date.
Yeah,
The
me either.
first date is y'all just really communicating, getting to know each other. Do you vibe? I like your personality. That doesn't cost a man $500 to figure that out, nor should a woman require that. And a woman shouldn't require to open her legs after the date either, nor should a man require that. But I think that sometimes if you meet a guy from the jump and you say all this, he's gonna be tuned out, right?
Mhm.
Like, what? I'm not doing that. But as he gets to know you, he might feel like you're actually dope and I actually like you and I don't mind going on this journey with you. You know, so again, I'm not telling you to be manipulative. I'm not saying that. But I do think just taking it sometimes, you can say things that you want, but first date, have a good time, see if you vibe. And as you guys get to know each other more, like, you know what, this is kind of what I'm on right now. And you still might be friends, and he might say, you know what, I'm not really on this. It might go date, but then maybe you guys are still friends. And as he's dating, he might realize, dag, well, that girl Ashley was actually pretty dope. And maybe I want to get to know her a little bit more than I thought I wanted to get to know her. I just think that with dating, it's good to say what you desire. So I want this to go over, but there's certain things people do only when they love someone, and the high probability of you being in love the first date is just not high.
It's not. Yeah, you're right.
Right. They're just things that I've learned. I'm older, so I just
Yeah.
learned throughout dating and things of that nature. But let's continue. What are three flaws you have to work on?
Um, I think for myself is impatient. I'm very impatient with certain aspect. I kind of like microwavable effects. I'll say I'm pretty like grounded. So I'll say accountability with certain aspects, accountability, and I'm very shy. So getting out of my comfort zone. I'll say getting out of my comfort zone.
Everyone's saying tell him the first date. I don't agree to that because a lot of people ain't telling a lot of shit on the first date. How many
Exactly.
first dates have you been on with a guy who don't have a job and has borrowed his friend's car? How many
Exactly.
dates have you been on with, I mean, y'all act like everyone is coming to the first date with a true resume of exchange. That is not true. That is
No.
not true. And again, if he asks and he asks, I don't think you should be talking about sex on the first date. So that's why I'm like, this shouldn't be
Exactly.
manipulative because why are we even like if you're trying to talk to me about sex on the first date, I'm looking at you as a red flag. Because why do you think on this first date, on this coffee or tea or whatever the hell it is, now you get to see between my legs? I don't think that's manipulative. And I also don't think everyone is sharing all the things on the first date. I got a baby mama who's crazy who gonna call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. Do we tell you that on the first date? Do we tell you that? I got a daddy who's in jail and he about to come home and gonna live with me for 3 months. Is that said on the first date? I don't think so. But back to you. You did the three flaws?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you do your three flaws?
Oh yes, I did.
Okay. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you, Ashley?
I'll say because I'm very grounded in my morals and values. I have 3 more classes until I complete my graduate degree, and I'm going to go for my doctorate degree afterwards. I'm very spontaneous, and I will say I guess I could have added this on my flaw. I am a giver. So that's something I have to work on.
You
But
feel as though being a giver is a flaw?
depending on if it's, and I don't feel like it has to be reciprocated, but it's one of those things like when you could be talking to someone and you're so in love, and then you just, when they mention something, you just want to buy it. So I say that's my flaw as well. I forgot to mention that. But it just depends. I feel like sometimes you can give, and then your cup is empty. So I always been a giver. I just have a big heart. And depending on the person, they can take advantage of that. But I just feel like, in life, people will reap what they sow, and it's vengeance is up to the Lord. So I'm just very calm, very calm.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. And why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
I'll say because I am a giver. I was raised very respectable. I'm very modest, and I'm into my church a lot. So I try to reflect a Proverbs 31 woman. So that's why he will be lucky if he knows what it is.
Okay. Ashley, are you on the Kindra G Singles dating app?
I am not. I'm trying to restrain for the apps. I'm kind of old school. I like when people approach me in person, even if I reject them. At least they had a courage enough to come up to me and approach me. But maybe that would be something that I will
Well,
do.
I mean, essentially, you're on a dating app right now. We're just on Facebook instead of my app. So what would be the difference?
I guess I think a lot of
Because I
times
mean, anybody that reaches out to you is not going to be reaching out to you from in person. They'll be reaching out to you after seeing this video.
I think with the dating apps, a lot of times it's very misleading with people's intention. So they hear my intentions, they hear it loud and clear, and hopefully they can match what I'm trying to reciprocate.
Right. And I understand that, and I respect. Ooh, oh shit! Hello. I understand. Hello. I think I got frozen. Am I back? Am I still frozen?
No,
Okay.
you're back.
Okay. Am I back? Okay. I'm trying to see. It's kind of missing. Okay. What I'm saying to that is, yes, but if a person reaches out to you, they're not meeting you in person. They're meeting you because they saw you on the show.
Yes.
Right. So it's still, the only difference is instead of reaching out to you via Facebook, they'll be reaching out to you via the Kindra G Singles dating app. So it's still kind of the same premise.
I'll see how this goes, and then
Well, you're gonna
that would
have to
be
only give out your profile picture name for the app. So that's
okay.
how the guy can reach out to
Okay.
you.
Okay. Well, I don't have the app, so.
Okay. Well, you could download it. I'm gonna tell you right now, Ashley is probably taken. So I suggest you take a different username.
Okay. I definitely
What
will.
would be your username?
Probably don't underscore forget underscore fabulous.
What would it be again? Your first name?
No, it probably won't be my first name. It'll probably
Well,
be
it
like
should be your first
okay.
name because when you go to the app, it's gonna have first name, last name. So you want something that. So the difference in my app is you can search via names, right?
Oh, okay.
So you want to have a name that the person can search for. So you can set up your profile, but I suggest you give the name right now so when the guy
Okay.
watching this can go to search for you.
So my name is Ashley McCrae. So probably be like Ashley McCrae 04, something
Well,
like
some people, okay, let me give you some suggestions.
Okay.
Some people don't like to use their last name, which is fine. Do you have a nickname?
Ash.
Okay, so maybe do Ash and then what's your favorite number?
4.
Okay, do Ash 4, ASH 4 when it says the name part.
Okay.
Okay, Ash 4. Okay. All right, that would be her name on the, what kind of phone do you have?
I have an iPhone.
Okay, so you go to your app store and you can type in Kindra G Singles and you could download it there.
Awesome.
Okay.
I definitely.
All right, so Ash 4 will be her profile name. She's in Arizona, 29. She works in the Army. Aquarius, mom to 8-year-old, divorce, make at least 60K. You have to, her biggest requirement is you believe in the Lord, you believe in the Bible, you go to church or in your word, and you're not going to have sex until you guys are married.
Yes.
All right, honey, you keep me posted how it goes, boo.
I definitely will. Thank you so much for having me.
Bye, baby. Kindra G Singles, the dating app, is available now on your iPhone and your Android phones. Just go to your Apple Store or your Google Play Store and download it now. Kindra G Singles, the dating app.